A wonderful, wonderful time out together as I light the peace candle. And let's just take some moments to just marinate in peace.
And so it is.
So it is. Oh, doesn't that feel good?
So welcome again, everyone. It's so good to see everybody. It's so good to always be back here and to remember who we are and to remember that the power and presence of the divine, our source, the presence, the power of the universe resides within us. And the only way we can contact it really is through ourselves, through our own mind, through our own hearts. And what I know is when we come here on Sunday, we have the opportunity to really tap into that and really, really tap into it, to really feel it with the music and with the talks and with the prayers and everything that we do here, the community, and to just really, 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 really take that time to let it resonate in you that you are, and each of us is, that beautiful, amazing presence of the divine. So thank you for being here. Thank you.
Namaste. Hi, Pat. We have someone visiting today. That's why I called her name out. So, it's going to be one of those rides today, everybody. Just unfasten your seatbelts and let's just get going. But I do want to know if anyone is here for the very first time. Every moment is a new birth, but I'm talking about first time you've ever been in here. Is there a person? Okay, but guess what? I know somebody who's a first-time watcher, who's on that right up there, and it's Dr. Diane. So let me tell you about Dr. Diane. We know a lot about her because Maureen is her friend, and she told us wonderful things about her. But we already knew something about you, Dr. Diane, and everybody's watching first time. Come on in, Ruth. Oh, I said her name out loud, too. Let me tell you, so Dr. Diane, we have something for you. We just want to let you know right off the bat who you are. Are you ready? You are magnificent! Isn't that a wonderful feeling? And there's a lot of people that are watching. Will you do me a favor? Will you just drop us a line during the week and say, give me a shout out, because I know that you're out there and I just happen to have a little list. Chia and Candle, see ya. Tom and Sherry. Glasses here. Michael, and Carrie. And Deanna's watching. Melissa. Let's say a special hello to Melissa. She's out there. And here's a new one that I haven't mentioned. Ed and Dawn are watching right here and right now. And Paulo, and not going to forget you, Analia Russell. There she is. So Now that we know that, let's just tell what?
Told them
What's
who
the
they
next
are.
one? Have we told them? And how do we know that? We know that because we know that about ourselves. Whew, help me out here. I got so excited with our new time that I forgot that we know it about ourselves, don't we? So let's say it. I am magnificent. And now that we're back on the road, look to your left, to your right, and let somebody know that they are magnificent. Pat's magnificent. Maureen's magnificent. Jack's magnificent. Oh,
You're the
you are so
magnificence.
magnificent.
And I'm the opener today.
Oh my God, Sue Buckley and Diane.
Thank you, magnificent people.
Nancy. Okay. Okay, we're going to take this outside and let everybody out there know who they are. No, I'm just kidding. Shall we have our opening there, my friends? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Why does this sound like?
The song's entitled Earth's Child, and it was written by our dear friend, Mary Isis. Sitting on the ground, watching the clouds drift by, body rooted in the earth with my spirit in the sky. Breathing in the air, rhythmically in time with the pulse of my heart. I am so naturally high. I've arrived at a point that I can trust to carry on this journey of love. I must incorporate the lessons learned in my life to make the best of this blessing of being alive. I'm reaching down, nourishing my roots with my love, giving thanks to the ground. I'm reaching high, radiating love as I give my thanks to the sky. I'm reaching wide, don't know how far I can go. I'm just here for the ride, and I'm reaching in, purging the pain and the shame, and I know I will win. I am Earth's child, born to sing of her splendor every day. I remember there is more to discover in the teachings of the trees, the lessons of the leaves. I shape-shift the sounds as I am listening, crystalline healing from leaf and vine on the smoke of the flowering herbs that I climb. Up this mountain, it's a steep incline. No matter how many times that I fall, I will keep on trying. I hear a voice on the breeze. She says, never give up, keep on smiling. I see the sign of the time. She says it's serious, but keep on flying. Don't let nobody bring you down. Stand tall, wear your crown, and stop crying.
So let's just take a moment to reach within easily and effortlessly, knowing that within each and every one of us resides that perfect self. That is who we are, and that is what we celebrate today during this time together. That divine self, our birthright, that place of healing, that place of abundance, that place of love. And so I celebrate that right here and right now and bring that idea into this time together, knowing that we expand in that idea as we move through this service, this perfect service with everything here for us, everything, because we are here. This is a divine appointment. So I am grateful for it all, and I just allow it to just unfold in all its perfection as I release this word with such gratitude as I affirm, and so it is.
making love with life just the way I should. I lay my body on Gaia 'cause she feels so good. Feel a powerful fire pulsing through my veins. Feeling her waters cool me down in her purifying rains. Floating on the surface of the sea, I'm a part of everything. I feel it in every cell of my radiant being. Shine in the sun and glow in the night. I'm enlightened in this earthly orgasmic delight. I'm reaching down, nourishing my roots with my love, giving thanks to the ground. I'm reaching high, radiating love as I give my thanks to the sky. I'm reaching wide, don't know how far I can go. I'm just here for the ride, and I'm reaching in, purging the pain and the shame, and I know I will win. I am Earth's child, born to sing of her splendor. I am Earth's child, born to sing of her splendor. Child born to sing of her splendor. Ooh, ooh, oh, oh, oh. Earth's child born to sing of her splendor.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Mahalo.
And now, that was so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Mary Isis.
Perfect for Earth Day.
Now we
Earth
have the
Week.
beautiful Roseanne Jones, our practitioner today, to lead us in meditation and treatment.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This is our time to go within and relax into your chairs and know that each of us is in a safe space. And as we go within, I have a seed thought. If you'd like to take that seed thought into your meditation, it's by Rumi. We are born of love. Love is our mother. We are born of love. Love is our mother. Enjoy your time. We are born of love. Love is our mother. And what I know is that there is only one force, one power in the universe. And that force is a cosmic force that started everything in the beginning. All the planets, all the life, everything. And it all comes down to this moment. And each of us sitting here or watching from afar, for that force is working in and through us. And that force is love. It's what we can call agape, an unconditional divine love, pushing us always forward with everything that we desire in life. And knowing this, I know that this divine love is a love in action, a healing force. So every cell of our bodies is always renewing, refreshing, and knowing what to do to heal our bodies. And as we respond in love back to the cells and the everything that makes our bodies work perfectly, I know that we encourage more and more healing to take place, and surrounding all the cells and organs in that love, that healing love, that a healing takes place right now, right here. And knowing this is true with relationships, that a healing love can take place in all relationships. As we bless each person as they go their own way, whether we stay in relationships with them or bless them on their way, we know that love is the answer. Love is the release. And I know this is so also in all financial concerns and matters, that prosperity is the gift to us that we can open with love, letting go of anything that may stand in its way, any resentments, any concerns, any fears, and opening ourselves up to that flow of good, that prosperous flow of blessings into our lives. And I accept and know right here for each of us that the creative force of the universe is working in and through each person listening to me right here, knowing it is true. The same force that created the universe is the force in us, working in and through us, creating our lives, creating our loves, creating our visions. All is good. I am so grateful for this, knowing that we are born of love. Love is our mother. Love is our birthright. And accepting this into our very being, the essence of who and what we are. I am grateful, and I release my word into that law that always says yes, as we affirm together. And so it is.
What we think, what we feel becomes a grain that will turn in the mill. Long are we waiting, awakening. Long are we singing our songs. Long are we waiting, awakening. Long are we singing our hello moon, hello star in the sky, hello pain, hello tear in my eye, hello light, hello night that was long, hello friend, hello pain that is gone. Long are we waiting, awakening. Long are we singing our songs. Long are we waiting, awakening. Long are we singing our song. Long are we waiting, awakening. Long are we singing our song. Long are we waiting, awakening. Long are we singing our song.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you. I just love music because it can touch us in ways that most things don't compare to, you know. So I'm just grateful to have you too. Grateful for the music that you choose, that's so beautiful and just fits so well with what we're doing here. What are we doing here? That's a good question, right? So we chose this topic of birthright. And it's interesting because when I was looking up, you know, I always do a little research and just kind of surf around the net and just see what other people are saying about things, and lots of biblical stuff about birthright. But then I came upon this idea of the difference between, entitlement. Are we all familiar with that word, entitlement? Like it kind of says it's like we're just entitled to something. And I heard a cute little talk by a young girl in high school who said that she was brought up to think that she could just have it because, you know, that's just the way it was. And she was going through life thinking she could just have everything, and that was not necessarily the truth. So there is a difference in our teaching. Sometimes we get confused about when we teach this, and people listen, that we're just saying everybody can have everything that they want. And that's true in a sense, that we can have it all. But the truth is, beyond that, is that we have to be willing to take the responsibility of that and to embody what that means. So, you know, I've told you lots of stories about my past where I thought I could do this or do that, or, you know, well, I had a big deal with credit cards a long time ago and got over it and don't do that anymore at all. Because I would always think that something was going to come to take care of it. And it wasn't like I was spending it on things that weren't important to me. I was spending on stuff that was really important to me. But I kept thinking, oh, it'll come back. But I didn't have the consciousness for it. So I ended up in a lot of debt because of that, and finally was able to lift myself out of it and away from it, and never again do I have that consciousness. Because now I understand that I have to be equal to whatever it is I'm doing in my life. I have to be equal to it in consciousness, or it's not my birthright. My birthright is that I am the power and the presence of God. You are the power and the presence of God. But with that, it's not just an entitlement. With it comes great responsibility. Comes great responsibility. That's a lot of reasons why I think in our teaching that a lot of people get scared of it and they walk away, because it takes responsibility to to take that on, to say, you know what, I am the power and the presence of divine. That's the way I walk on earth. And there was a man named Thomas Troward who was a judge in England and was brought up in India, and very wise man who wrote a lot of things and talked on certain subjects and was responsible for a lot of what Ernest Holmes came about in this teaching. And he said that he gave God qualities, and they were, hopefully I can remember them all. I wrote them down, but I'll do my best. Love, light, power, peace, life, joy, beauty, and then I always add wisdom to it. And other qualities like harmony and not balance, harmony to me, clarity, are all qualities that we are innately our birthright. But the truth is, if we don't cultivate them and use them, then what happens? We don't have them. It's like a language. If we don't use the language, we don't have them. So if we say, like Roseanne said so beautifully in her treatment, that we're love, and we are, but if we don't see it in our lives, it is because we're not embodying it. We're not taking that principle, that light and love that we are, and carrying it into our day, all of our day, even when it's most difficult. So I just want to be clear on that because, well, Ernest Holmes says, for instance, the divine plan is one of freedom. Freedom is the birthright of every soul. All instinctively feel this. We feel it, right? But if we don't exercise that choice of freedom, if we don't actually use it, then we're not free. If we're saying we're free, but then we feel bound, and I'm only saying this because I've been there, and we feel bound in a relationship for whatever reason that's not really helping us or serving us, or it could be a job relationship, a person relationship, whatever, an employer relationship, a love relationship, and we're saying that we can't get out of it, we're not exercising our freedom of choice. But our freedom of choice also comes with responsibility, because if we make choices and we use that freedom, then we have to pay it's not it's not a law of liberty. I mean, it's a law of liberty, but not of license. We don't get to just do whatever we want to do. We have to understand that as we exercise our freedom of choice, we're affecting a whole world. We're affecting everyone. But we can't say that we're free if we're not acting like we're free, is all I'm saying. And I think a lot of times that we, at least I have in the past, not so much anymore, but even now, say that I'm free, that I believe that I'm a being of choice, but then find myself choiceless in a situation, and it's impossible. Because what do we always have the choice of? We always have the choice of how we're going to think, right, about something. And as we change our perspective, that's a choice. People have been through atrocities that have chosen to think from a higher place and move themselves through those atrocities and come out the other end, a stronger and better person. So no one can take choice away from us. No one. So Ernest Holmes also wrote, well, I don't know if he wrote this or me, but we are meant to live might have, because I don't have any quotes over it. We are meant to live healthfully, prosperously, lovingly, and creatively, and let us not settle for less or a life half lived. I don't know about any of you. A lot of us in here are around the same age. Some of us are younger, but those of you that are younger, start now. Don't wait. Because we can very easily live a life that's half lived, right? If we don't make those choices that are those vibrant, like follow our heart, follow our passion, follow our bliss, all of those things that all these mystics have said over the ages, just follow them. But the reason we don't follow them sometimes is because we don't trust that we're going to come out the other end okay, that we feel like we have to hold on to some plan B to get our plan A. And I know for myself that does not work at all. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's why when we started the center, we said, and we knew because we believed it, that this was our calling, this was our passion, this was successful. And not that we didn't have obstacles, but we just knew. and we moved with it. We didn't give ourselves a plan B. That's not always the case. When, like I told you before, like when I was an actor, I didn't have that. I didn't believe it enough. I didn't believe it. So your gift of choice comes with responsibility, and one of those responsibilities is to trust that when you make a choice, that you actually believe that the universe is answering yes to you, that the universe is supporting you in whatever that choice is, if it's for better health or a better financial situation, a better job, a better loving relationship, whatever it is, that you trust that you're making the choice to live that way, and that you trust that the universe is going to guide and direct you without you getting in the way and allowing yourself to manipulate it. If that makes sense. I know people have a lot of health challenges recently in my world, and I know that the people that I know that are saying that I am love, Spirit supports me and loves through me, and therefore I can move through this no matter what it is, because I'm being guided and directed every step of the way to the outcome. And I get out of the way of what that outcome is, but I just know that it's for my highest good. And I know that when I claim health, I have to know that I have health now, even though it might not look that way. I have health now, and I trust the universe to guide me. And I know there's people in this room that have lifted themselves out of conditions that I can't even imagine. So I know this is a fact. I know that it's all consciousness, that our birthright is to be all those things, love, light, all those things I mentioned. But we have to have the consciousness of them in order to bring them into our lives. So the other thing is worthiness. Sometimes Brene Brown said that people who have more good in their lives are those who feel they are worthy of more good. So that's a place to start. I know for me, when something's not manifesting in my life that I want to have happen, I really look deep into my subjective self to say, do I feel worthy of this? Do I feel worthy? And if I don't, I have to go back in and I have to just love myself even more. Love myself. You know, Reverend Patrick's always talking about self-love. It is the most important thing. It is, because that's where it all starts. So to claim our birthright, we have to be 100% responsible for our life. Oh. And that's all of it. That is a lot of reasons people run out these doors and don't come back. Because we say, and then I've heard people say, well, I'll take 80%. Well, who the hell has the 20? It's us. We get to design this thing called our life. And we get to, when we fall into situations or experiences that are difficult, we get to learn how to work our way through them because we know who and what we are, and we have this power of our minds and our hearts and our souls and our love to guide us through everything if we just listen. And then finding the blessing in everything. No matter what, there is a blessing there. And that's where it turns to wisdom, when we find that blessing, when we're experiencing something. And then when you get, I wrote these down because I didn't want to forget them. When you get like knocked down, get back up. Right? What's the other alternative? I know when I was in theater school, I auditioned for one of the parts I always wanted that I never got was Eliza Doolittle. And I got really badly knocked down when I didn't get that part, and I had the whole script memorized and everything. And when you're an actor, you get knocked down a lot. Maybe that's where I learned how to be knocked down, as being an actor, because you go in, you give your all, and then, I'm sorry, we're not, interested in you. But I remember my teacher saying to me, Rita, you are one of the most resilient people I know, and you will get through this. You will pick yourself up, and you will move through this. And I did, of course. So are you willing? That's like a little thing, knocking down. I mean, when I look at that now, losing a part in a production. But at the time, it was pretty big. But, are you willing to get back up? And then I know people in this room that have gotten back up. I don't want to look at them, but I know people that have gotten back up. And if you saw any of Flying Solo, you know the people that got back up from those things. So, and then also seeing the qualities of God, not just in yourself, but in everybody else. Because If we're not seeing him in other people, it means we're not seeing him ourselves, because we're a mirror, right? So it's like Ernest Holmes says, if you don't see loveliness, it's because you're not being lovely. So that's an important one. And then worthiness, I said, and embracing our identity. And I'm remembering that, like, we're all like united. I'm beginning to see this so much more and more and more, that when I think something, even just think something, it's going out into the field of energy and it's coming back to me and people are feeling it. So this idea of oneness is where we're walking this bridge right now, to oneness, to realize not just are we one with God, but we're also one with each other, because we're all in that energy field. So that is like really important, to embrace the divine in everybody and realize that idea that that's why, the golden rule thing, do unto others, it's in every single solitary religion. We just did world religions in practitioner class. It's in every single solitary world religion and philosophy, in one way or another. They have, that is there, that we do unto others as we would have them do unto us. So the other thing is to make yourself happy, do whatever that takes. If it's seeming like really difficult right now to make yourself happy, this is a time to make ourselves happy. Not in a selfish, entitled way, but in a way that says we have to show up on this planet now. This is like a pivotal time in our evolution to show up in the most fantastic way that we can show up. It doesn't have to be starting a movement or something, but just showing up as us, our true, authentic selves. And I'm very passionate about that right now. And also to live in integrity with ourselves. To stop doing these things that we know we shouldn't do, like they just don't feel good. And that doesn't mean like you're doing a bad thing or committing a crime or something. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the shoulds in your life that are not really, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to point this one out. It's just living in integrity when you make your choices, that you are integrous with yourself. Even though sometimes it might hurt another person. Not in a malicious way, but because they want you to show up a different way than what you're showing up. There's a big difference, right? So, and then obviously taking responsibility, complete responsibility for the choices we make. And know when we make a choice, we put it out, it comes back to us, and however it comes back, and it can be grand, and it is grand. And the more we get the idea that we're divine, and that we're powerful, and that we're love, the more our lives just unfold from that place, and people come into our lives that are loving and powerful, and we're just a reflection for each other. So I'm going to close with this quote by Dr. Holmes, and it's, man, woman, don't forget it was written in 1927, or whatever it was written. I think it's 27. I always go, is it 27 or 26? Man cannot forever keep himself from his birthright. All will eventually be saved from themselves. That's good news, right? Because this is innate in us. We're not going to be able, that's what evolution's all about, and that's why we're eternal. We don't have to do it all in this moment. It's unfolding, right? So man cannot forever keep himself from his birthright. All will eventually be saved from themselves, as there can be no such thing as eternal damnation. We don't believe in that in this philosophy, and I don't believe in it. It doesn't even make any sense. If we're saying God is love, why would we have eternal damnation, all right? We can pretty much damn ourselves pretty well. but it's not coming from any loving force. It's coming from our lack of realizing that that's who we are. We're the ones that are doing it to ourselves. To believe in such an absurd doctrine, he's talking about eternal damnation, is worse than ignorance. There's that word again, practitioner class. We don't like that word. But when he says ignorance, he's talking about not knowing who you are. To believe in such an absurd doctrine is worse than ignorance. Ralph Waldo Emerson tells us there is no sin but ignorance. So ignorance is forgetting who you are. All right? It's not a sin. It's just like missing the mark. It's just forgetting who you are. So Emerson tells us there is no sin but ignorance. God knows only perfection. God knows only perfection. That's who we are. We're God knowing itself, all right? And it's our job to know ourselves as perfection. When we know as God knows, our troubles will be rolled up like a scroll and numbered with past illusions. I love that. When we know as God knows, our troubles will be rolled up like a scroll and numbered with past illusions. How does that sound? Not having those kind of troubles anymore. And the only way I know this is true because I'm getting ready to teach this book by Greg Braden, and and he goes through all the ancients and how they dealt with their issues and problems and stuff. And it's not about avoiding them. It's about walking through them from a higher place. And then they don't become problems anymore. They become opportunities to know ourselves. And let's bless whatever's happening. Knowing that the divine right action is right there. So, yeah. So God knows only perfection, and we know when we know as God knows, our troubles will be rolled up like a scroll and numbered with past illusions. So let's start rolling that scroll, all right? Get rid of those past illusions. Namaste.
Mahalo. We're going to share a hula for you guys. The song's called O'Oi-Io. And I kind of had to scramble and look it up. It's written by Luke Morgan, who is actually a minister from New Zealand. He's a Maori man. And but it's in Hawaiian, and it speaks of the birth waters. And it speaks of in all we do and everything that we keep striving for the highest good within us. And I'll share this one with you. It's done 3 times, so here we go. Oi-io, e makualani. Oi-io, Kaua'i ola. O'oi-io, e kumu ola, ka mea hana i nā mea apau, e kuhaku, ka mauna kie kie, O'oi-io. O'oi-io, e makualani. O'oi-io, Kaua'i ola. O'oi-io, e kumu ola, ka mea hana i nā mea apau, e kuhaku, ka mauna kie kie, O'oi-io, O'oi-io, e makualani. O'oi-io, Kaua'i ola. O'oi-io, e kumu ola, ka mea hana i nā mea apau, e kuhaku, ka mauna kie kie, O'oi-io, O'oi-io, O'oi-io.
Special center, do we not? Yes. Thank you. Well, it's our birthright. That's why we have it. Yeah. I was thinking of the first song that you sang and this lyric in there, making love with life. Is I heard that correctly? Thank goodness. Making love with life. When's the last time, folks, that we made love with life? What? Yesterday? Wow. When I hear the word birthright, for some reason, my royalty part of myself goes off. My royalty side, my divine self. Not the human self, necessarily. It's interesting when we go to claim our birthright, claim our inheritance, we have a tendency to think in the world of form and conditions, which is fun. I love them, don't you? But that's going deeper. Deeper than that, the integrity, the things that Rev Rita was talking about, these songs that are just talking about the incredible thing called birth. I was watching some TED Talks and stuff on birth, and every single time I watch these things about how it all starts and everything that the body goes through and what women are, their whole process, their whole design to make this happen. And I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, and everything has to match up perfectly. And I take that deeper too. It has to match up perfectly. There's no chaos. That's the beauty of it. Our birth process, I said, the only thing I have a right to is the choices I make and the things that I believe in. That's what my right is. That's my birthright. And Rita was absolutely correct because we want it all, right? I want it all. How scary is that in this moment? And I agree, we do have it all if we choose it. But that's the gift that we were given with this breath of life. That we don't get it all at once. We get it by the choices we make and the things that we believe. And that's the good news. I found a gentleman on the internet. Well, that doesn't sound right either. But anyway, I found this. Let me look a little more intelligent in a moment. I found this gentleman on the internet that does lots of self-help and, you know what it is, New Thought guy. I'm sorry, I got lost in my own self. How rare is that? So we're talking about the birth process, and this is what he says, and I want to use Jacob Nordby, who's my new bromance, because he's got brilliance, and I couldn't write it all down, so I thought, I'll integrate his brilliance with my brilliance. How you like that? My birthright. So this is the first one on our GPS tour. To reclaim our natural power and this birthright of real magic, we must get naked and face ourselves. We talked about the shadow self last week. That's a very profound statement when it says we must get naked and face ourselves. Now, I know they don't talk about making love and sensuality and spirituality, but they should. Because until we can actually get naked with the self, and we're not just talking physically, we're talking about really opening up and saying, this is who I am. Have you ever stood in front of that mirror? Sometimes it's a great experience, and sometimes it's not. He says, the truth of who you really are is vast. It is genius. It crackles. I love his verbiage. Crackles with electricity and sensuality and other forbidden, dangerous things. Don't you love forbidden and dangerous things? When you're making love with life? Danger. We think, no, danger is risk-taking. Danger is saying, I'm going to be myself no matter what. And then when that no matter what, somebody goes, I'm not interested in yourself. And you don't retreat. You say, that's okay. I don't like you either. No, you don't say. You do not say that. That is not what we say. But that's what you were thinking. Yes, he says, the quality of richness and balance and home is who you really are. That is the kingdom we seek, and it waits for us to find it. It wants us to regain our rightful place. Oh, our rightful place. And it is the birthright of every incarnated soul on this planet. Wow, our rightful place. That's why I always think of it as like royalty. When I was a kid, I thought, what am I doing in this household? Where's my castle? I'm a prince. I'm a prince. I didn't always want to be a king because that was like total responsibility of the kingdom. And it seemed boring to me. But now that I'm older and wiser, the kingdom that I'm talking about and running is within me. I found this week, I listened to a Oprah and Carolyn Meese interview. It was delicious. But something really struck me. And I was thinking about the integrity, a barometer that we have that we can use. And that is this idea that we do not, as I was telling my friend this morning, we do not betray ourselves. And she was talking about that with Oprah, that she said, well, what about negotiating? What about, balancing that out with someone you love? Well, here's the barometer reading. When I'm negotiating with you, we might be doing that from a place of love. We do it in marriages and all kinds of relationships. But if you walk away from that conversation, you walk away from that feeling less than you are, then you have betrayed yourself. And I'm real clear these days whether or not I'm betraying myself and my kingdom. Because that's what it is. He had another little moment that said, there is no greater moment in life than that when we discover the unique design which has shaped our lives from the moment of birth. All these songs, all this stuff is just all adding up. This is healing. This is actualization. This is integration. This is joy. That's what we're doing. We're discovering ourselves. Ernest Holmes says we're left alone to discover ourselves. How you doing with that? Yeah. It's fabulous, isn't it? This is really good news to I looked at myself and I said, in my inheritance, what have I inherited from my spirit that lives within me? This thing called good, this thing we talk about all the time, do we not? But what happens when we stop talking? And, well, I don't know. That doesn't really ring a bell for me. But what happens if we stop talking and start making love with life? Joy. That's joy. I found this incredible. I want you to I told you to unfasten your seatbelt. Now, you might want to just plug it in for just a moment here. Because I really want to discuss this briefly. Because it has a lot to do with when we say we inherit everything and then it will always be, then why does my life suck? I mean, I've been there once or twice. But why is this, this positive thinking? I mean, it's all over now. I mean, people are saying this positivity era must end. Because we need to honor our grief and we need to honor our pain. And we need to, yes. Well, the only reason we don't honor it is because you called it bad. When we start making love with our pain, another one, pain, then we are free. But I put things into categories. I don't know about you. That's a painful moment. That's grieving. And over here is happy moment. Now I'm confident. Now you're all of it. You're all of it. What happens if we started celebrating things like death? What if somebody was leaving? What if somebody did leave? And we celebrated it. What if somebody, you say, oh, they only have a couple days left, and you ran over to them and you popped balloons with a whole bunch of confetti and stuff and said, wow, that first step's going to be a woozy and we can't go with you. But guess what? Wow. Wow. I wish I had done that with my mother. I sat there, just morbidity just all over the place. Instead of just going, Mom, you're going first. Send me a sign. Mom? No. So here's the quote that got me. I got so excited about it. I get excited every once in a while. Has anybody ever been around me when that happened? It talks about healing and why when things are not healing relationships. It says maybe you're not healing, fasten, because you're trying to be who you were before the trauma. Takes my breath away. That person doesn't exist anymore because there's a new you trying to be born. Breathe life into that person. Oh, it bears repeating. Maybe you're not healing, and let's wipe away blame and all the stuff that goes with that stuff, that trauma stuff. Maybe you're not healing because you're trying to be who you were before the trauma. That person doesn't exist anymore because there's a new you trying to be born. That's all we're doing. And then we go, why aren't we born? Because we haven't breathed life yet into that new person. We're trying to be this way before it happened. I have abuse in my background, some really interesting abuse. I don't want to go back to who I was before that. That part of me had never been touched by anything but good and God and life. I was reborn in every moment. But if I go back before that and try to be that person that had not been touched, had not been hurt, then I am stuck. And I say, let me be born again. Let me be born. Whew, this is me now. This is the new me. I'm sorry that happened to you. My inner child work. I'm sorry it happened to our inner child. But that child is saying, enough is enough. Let's be born again. Holy mackerel. That's what my little child says to me all the time. You keep thinking we want to go back there. No, I don't. I just want to understand it and move ahead. I want to understand how anybody could hurt each other at all. I want to understand why I'm hurt. I want to understand why I feel pain. But what I understand about pain and what I understand about my birthright is that pain is also a cry to go home, home to self. Maybe you're not healing because you're trying to be somebody you're not, because we've been born again. And I know when you're going through something physical especially, you can feel betrayed by your body. You can feel all of those things. But there is a part of you that I happen to call the inner child, the inner you, call it whatever you want, because you can't run from it. It's who you are. That beautiful part of you that says, I've been born anew. Do you know? And if you don't, I'm going to tell you. Do you know that that part of us never has been touched by anything but good? I tell that to my little self all the time. until he says, stop calling me little self. I'm bigger than you are, buddy. Because this is that eternal light. Spirit is always creating from anew. When we are creating from the past, all we do is lug it and bring it with us. And then say, I just don't understand this. It just seems like it's following me. Let go. Celebrate. Let's celebrate it all. Let's celebrate all of it. Your pain is nothing to be ashamed of. It's to be honored. It's to say, oh, I'm in such pain. I'm alive. Did everybody hear that? I'm alive. Oh, this hurts. I know, because you're alive. It feels joyful because you're alive. So I will end with this inner child quote. How y'all feel? I know it's alive, right? Takes my breath away. Those words took my breath away. I love having my breath taken away. Well, not for a long period of time, but I like my. I always have to be careful what you say. You know this philosophy. Spirit is always creating anew, a birthing, never returning to the old. And I put in little parentheses, unless we decide to return to it. And if you do, it's okay. Please, let's stop the blame game. Let's stop torturing ourselves. I'm nobody in this room, but I'm just saying other people, other places. This is what it says. And when we grow up, we must never forget that hidden down deep within us. Close your eyes for a minute. Let's just go down there. Let's just go down there for a moment. And if you don't want to, it's okay. And when we grow up, we must never forget that hidden, yeah, it's beautiful, that hidden down deep within us is our forever inner child, resting silently, forever waiting, forever hoping that one day we shall remember this inner child. So I take a moment with this beautiful, beautiful music that's playing and just allow ourselves to just bathe in this incredible light that has never been touched by anything but good, knows nothing opposite of it. And let's take some time to celebrate. Celebrate it all. It's all our birthright, and our gift is that each and every one of us gets to choose. We get to choose to be born again in this moment. We get to choose again to make love with life. What I know is that in each and every one of us is that God particle, the very identity that each and every one of us is. And I bless this time. I bless the courage. I bless the love. I bless it all. And as we continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper, there is that beacon of light that continues to say, you are never, ever alone. I am here. I am here. I am. I am. I. Namaste.
Namaste.
All righty. Can I ask you a question? I don't need you to answer though, but what do other people do on Sunday mornings?
All kinds of things.
Kind of thing. Isn't it fun? Start your day like that? Like this? We love you. We love you. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. This is our time of giving. I bless our gifts and just know that they go out to heal and prosper, not just our lives, but the world. So thank you for what you donate to CSL Kauai. It is much appreciated. and allows us to continue this work.
Thank you, everyone online.
And thank everyone online.
Yeah,
yes, thank
for
you
all
so
you
much
give
for
and
all you give.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's have a song.
Uh-oh. Does that mean we're picking things up a little bit? I like that. Pick up the pace.
Do what you love, be part of the solution. Do what you love, be part of the solution. And you will be supported. Your truth will come to you. And you will be supported. Your truth will come to you. Do what you love. Do what you love.
Be part of the solution.
You gotta do it now.
Do what you love. Be part of the solution.
And you will be supported. Your truth will come to you. Come to you, yeah. And you will be supported. Your truth will come to you.
Mahalo. We celebrate all of these blessings, and we celebrate all of the blessings that are in our lives in this give and take relationship that we have. Mahalo, mahalo, and part of what comes into CSL goes out of CSL too. So, mahalo.
Hello. Thank you, Yana. Thank you, Roseanne. All right, someone needs to go get the children. Okay, cool. All right, great. I'll keep this for them.
Why don't you call up somebody else?
We're going to call up Charles.
Remember Charles?
Prince Charles. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what's up, you guys? Got some announcements. My name is Charles, whoever doesn't know me out there. I'm on the board of trustees, and they trust me to do these announcements. So let's go.
We do. Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secrets of the lost mode of prayer, as the kids come up here, is awesome. It's a 3-week journey based on the book by Greg Braden, facilitated by the beautiful, gorgeous goddess, Rev Rita. All right. It's from April 28th to April 28th, May 5th, and May 12th from 6 to 7:30. And you guys, the book just got sold out in the bookstore, I believe. Peggy?
It's a sad story, but it's all right.
It's
Goodness
okay.
gracious. It's this thing is
Loaves and fishes, loaves and fishes,
Yes,
remember.
There's more coming.
It's going out like hotcakes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in this book, Greg Braden describes this ancient form of prayer that is no words or outward expressions. Then, for the first time in print, he leads us on a journey exploring what our most intimate experiences tell us about our deepest beliefs. Through case histories and personal accounts, Braden explores the wisdom of these timeless secrets and the power that awaits each of us just beyond our deepest hurts. And we talking about healing in here? That sounds like some good healing stuff right there, ladies and gentlemen. The Secrets of the Lost Mode of Prayer, 3-week journey, April 28th, May 5th, and May 12th. Go ahead and sign up over there where Ron and I harass you about if you're coming next week or not. Also, we're going to be watching the movie Ghosts, ladies and gentlemen, on Friday.
And it is this Friday.
This Friday.
This Friday.
Okay. This Friday at 6 p.m. It's the story of continuation of love after death. Ghost is easily one of Patrick Swayze's greatest films besides Roadhouse.
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. It's a great love story, a thriller plot, metaphysical message, and holds up nearly 30 years later.
Yep.
Join us for the film and popcorn.
That's
and
right.
of course, a meaningful message after, or a meaningful discussion afterwards. Everyone is welcome. And also, save the date, May 1st, okay? at 1 p.m., we will open our labyrinth again. How exciting is that? Joining the whole world for International Labyrinth Walk. World Labyrinth Day is an annual event sponsored by the Labyrinth Society as a worldwide action to walk as one at one. I love that. I'm going to say that again. To walk as one at one. Local time to create a rolling wave of peaceful energy across the globe. Every year on the first Saturday in May, thousands of people around the world participate in this moving meditation for world peace and celebration of the Labyrinth experience. So once again, that's on May 1st.
This Saturday.
This Saturday, all right? And it's at 1 p.m., but show up a little early at 12:45 so we can have everything set up and you guys can have a wonderful experience. And last but definitely not least, the books are being offered today. We have geckos and other guests, all right? And this is awesome. This is so relevant now because the tourists are back. Okay, life at a B&B is often so alluring that many guests fantasize about retiring in paradise and running their own B&B. Authored, wonderful Gabriella Taylor. Raise your hand, Gabriella. What's up? Does not entirely dispel this image, for she built and ran a B&B for 12 years on the island of Kauai. As she peers behind the scene into the broom closet and the bedroom, she offers the truth about what it takes to operate an inn with the clarity and wit that only comes with experience. I've heard nothing but amazing things, rave reviews about this book. Ladies and gentlemen, geckos and other guests, and it's selling back there on the front table as well. And also, Deb Valentina's back for the last week. This is like the last week you're going to be here too, right?
Yep.
Guys, if you guys want your signed copy of her book, Beyond Chaos, please get it today. Deborah vulnerably shares her journey from a chaotic, dysfunctional childhood to a thriving, satisfying life. Through the roller coaster ride she takes us on, we are filled with hope that we too can turn out to be happy, contributing human beings. You will not want to miss this engaging ride. And ladies and gentlemen, I apparently have spoken too much. Thank you.
No, you have not. You're so entertaining.
Not at all. Give it up for Charles.
We love you, Charles.
We love you, Charles.
Oh, this is running out of battery.
Oh
We need
my
the other one. Hold
gosh. Well, hello, Loya, and the
Loya's gotta take that.
wonderful youth.
All right, Loya, let us
Guess
know.
who is that? Is that Beckham?
You go first.
Beckham, where have you been?
Put your money.
I haven't seen you.
We're putting the money in. So
Oh.
move away, please.
Oh.
All of
okay.
us go up and put our money in,
Wow.
and then go back and stand. Then go back and stand in.
Okay.
I love this.
Just like the sound of
So-
music.
So we talked about Mother Earth.
Is this on? Yes, it's on.
Mother Earth has been good to each of us, and so we're each going to say what Mother Earth, what we do with Mother Earth. Like I go hiking every Wednesday, and what do you do with Mother Earth? Show your art.
Nice.
Wow.
It didn't dry yet, but for now, I got a bunch of different dried flowers and leaves and glued it on.
Very nice.
This is my creation.
These are beautiful. I gotta stand over here so I can see. I don't want to block you
And
guys.
this is my creation.
I guess I have time.
Okay.
This is my creation.
Sorry. Oh.
This is what I made.
Wow. So, is that it? That's a lot. Okay. So let's give them their
Thank you.
blessing and thank Loya. Thank you, Loya, so
Thank
much.
you, Loya.
All right, you ready? Yes. You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent, and we love you. And that would. Yay. Wow.
We've been moving this podium
I know,
today.
it's all right.
We're
Our special podium. All right. Are we good? I
We're-
think we're good. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. All right.
All right,
we're ready
guys,
to
help us
close
sing
out.
along. You guys know this
Thank
one.
you, everybody.
CSL Kauai favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Away!
oh.
Away, away, so much loving in the world.
Everybody.
Away, away, so much loving in the world.
We're living together as one.
Under the golden sun, living together as one. Under the golden sun, blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul.
Whether you're living in the city or across the deep blue sea, sharing Mother Earth, it must be our priority. Loving, living, manifesting in this reality. Listen to the message of Robert Nesta Marty.
One love, one heart, and one unity. Away, away, so much loving in the world. Away, away, so much loving in the world.
Living together as one.
Under the golden sun,
Living together as one.
under the golden sun, blow for the generation, cleanse my soul, blow your healing vibration, cleanse my soul, blow for the unification, cleanse my soul, blow.
So, ta-da! So what we know right here in this moment is that we are cleansing our soul with gratitude. And I am so grateful for each and every person in this room and everyone that's tuning in now and later on live stream. But we have some thank yous here. We have our Malama team, Maureen and Anna. Yes. Roseanne Jones, who gave us that beautiful treatment. Peggy, who's back there ready to just take all of your wonderful cash for all those wonderful books. And we have Rob Jones and Jonathan making it all technically happen for us. And we have Ron Stover, who's all everywhere, doing everything, and we love you. And Janice, who always runs our youth with just absolute 8 years, girl. Just letting you know. 8 years. And Loya, who stepped up and stepped out upstairs with the youth today. And our beautiful Kiana, who allows these flowers to appear, better known as Champagne Heaven Flowers. That's her new biz. So we just say thank you. Thank you to everyone online. Thank you to everyone in this room. Thank you to that inner part of ourselves that has never been touched by anything. We say thank you. Can I hear mahalo?
Mahalo.
Can I hear it again?
Good Jeremy.
Oh, and we just let that be, and so it is.
So it is.
Away,
away, so much loving in the world. Away, away, so much loving in the world. We're living together as one under the golden sun. Living together as one under the golden sun. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul.
And last but not least, Amy and Jeremy. Gratitude.